The reason why you clicked on this video might be because you're beginning in calisthenics and you have no idea what exercises to do, and you might feel a sense of frustration from seeing absolutely no progress from the amount of work you're putting in. And I was in the exact same spot when I was first starting out. I had no idea what exercises to do, how many reps to do, and where to actually go with my training, which led to a sense of frustration towards me, which made me quit. And I don't want that to happen to you. But then after a couple months of quitting, I came back to calisthenics with my brother in my corner coaching me. And he taught me exactly what exercises to do, what not to do, and what to do, and form as well. He helped me all with that, which helped me get to where I am right now. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to show you guys how to get any skill you want in calisthenics. I'm going to show you the exact framework you need to follow, which you can apply to any skill in calisthenics, no matter the difficulty. Now, I do need to get this step out of the way, is get your basics on lock. You need to have a good foundation, because that foundational strength will transfer to every skill you're going to try and learn. If you don't have a good foundation, you're most likely not going to see much progress and probably won't even unlock the skills you want. You wouldn't try training for the muscle up if you can't rep the pull-up comfortably. A good requirement you guys can follow is 10 pull-ups, 15 dips, and 20 push-ups. Now you might be worrying if you can't do a push-up or you can't do a pull-up. Don't worry, I'm going to help you guys get to those minimum requirements before we move on to the next step. For your push-ups, I want you to do kneeling push-ups. It's a simple progression towards the push-up, and in a couple weeks you can have one rep of the push-up quite easily. But of course, if you can rep the push-up, then this information doesn't apply to you. Now, the pull-up is where you need to introduce 3 exercises to get good at the pull-up. One is scapular shrugs, another is dead hangs, and another is Australian pull-ups. It took me about 3 months to go from absolutely zero strength to my first pull-up. So expect this progression to take a little bit more time. So for dips, it's quite simple. Just get a bench and do reps of it, like so, obviously with 2 arms. So with the fundamentals out of the way, we can now move on to what this video is actually about. How do you actually unlock any skill you want?
Let me get this straightforward. To actually obtain a skill, you need to apply a certain amount of time to it. Now, this time is different for everyone. Someone can unlock a skill in 2 months, while the other person can unlock a skill in 8 months, and it could take you 6 months. Everyone is different. But if you're doing the correct progressions and actually putting the time in, you will get the skill. So with the basics out of the way, step 1 is to pick 2 skills, a push and a pull skill that you want to do. And I want you guys to pause the video right now if you don't know the skills you want to learn, and think, what's a push skill and what's a pull skill you want to learn? So once you know what skills you want to learn, you can move on to step 2, which is researching what progressions actually work for that skill. You need to know what progressions you're doing for that skill so you can effectively train for it in your sessions. These exercises will improve your strength, make you understand the form for the skill, which obviously will help you see a linear progression towards your skill. So no more frustration from seeing zero progress. This fixes that. Step 3 is restructuring your whole workouts by starting first with the actual skill itself. The reason why we do this is because you are your strongest at the start of your session. So you want to practice the actual skill itself. No resistance bands, no nothing, just the skill itself, so you can better your form. But not only this, you can also see constant progression. You'll notice little tweaks in your strength. You'll notice your form getting better from the progression exercises you've been doing before. But it also helps prime your mind to actually understand what the movement is like. So in an ideal world, your workout should look like this. Warm up, then actually do attempts of the skill, and then move on to your progressions. That way, you're warming up, you're doing the actual skill itself, so you're failing. Be ready to fail because you're going to do it a lot. Now, would you believe me if I told you there's also a faster way to learn a skill while also applying this 3-step framework? You should believe me, because there is. And it's quite simply training it in everyday life. If you're at a park and you see a bar that somewhat resembles a pull-up bar, you can train your pull skill on that, even if it's just for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I do this myself. When I have 3-5 minutes to myself, I'll just come outside and I'll do a couple reps of the skill I'm currently learning, and I'll just go back to whatever I was doing beforehand. Because once you understand how to do the skill, you can then determine if it's something wrong with your form or you're lacking strength, which then you can prioritize in your progressions. With this framework, you should be able to learn any skill, even if it's an advanced skill like the planche. There's a reason why skills are separated in beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So you can climb up the ladder, building your strength along the way, so you don't just go from a complete beginner skill to hopping straight into the planche. That way you can injure yourself. So by following the ladder of beginner, intermediate, and advanced skills, you then can also apply this framework and see immediate progress. Drop a comment if this helped you and consider subscribing.